Hi, my name is Dancee Pinkston, also known as Fearless Mama. My goal for every mama is to experience a fearless birth to its fullest, and sometimes things like a massage can make a world of difference to bringing us back to the present while providing much needed relief. So let's go over the 5 best massaging techniques used in labor to help cope and provide pain relief. And then I will demonstrate my favorite ways to do them. So let's go over gentle labor massages. These are great for pain management and relaxation, but it's important to know how to do them. First and foremost, the massage direction. You want to massage up and away from the spine, which is the more opening and relaxing direction. There are also different massage hand motions you could use. You could rub using 2 hands, just 1 hand, or in a kneading hand motion. There are also several massage locations, such as the shoulders, the upper back, the entire back and buttocks, the lower back and buttocks, the sacrum, tops of the feet, and you can pull on the heels. Another great technique is using pressure points. Pressure points are great for pain management and relaxation, as well as encouraging an efficient labor. When applying pressure to certain points in the body, you're going to use your fingers, such as your thumbs and even your knuckles. One of my favorite point areas is the lower back point. The lower back point is great for relieving back labor and intense contractions. You're going to want to find the customized dip in the lower back during a contraction. Then you're going to want to press, no pulsing, just pushing and keeping pressure. Another great pressure point is called the kidney 1 point. This helps pull energy downward and is great during the transition phase of labor. It is the dip in the center of the sole of the foot, next to the ball of the foot. You can press it, keeping firm pressure. Another labor massaging technique that is super beneficial is called counter pressure. Great for back labor and to help open the pelvis up to further move down baby. The first counter pressure technique is called the double hip squeeze. Great for relieving pain in the lower back and pelvis. Usually used when the mom is leaning on a wall or in the hands and knees position. So what you want to do is get low at the mother's hips and place the thumbs toward the center and the other fingers at an angle. With the heel of your hands, push up slightly and rotate in towards the center. Squeeze through a contraction or pulse by releasing and squeezing multiple times. To encourage baby rotation and descent, it is best used when swaying hips. Another great counter pressure technique majorly used in labor is lower back counter pressure. You'll want to fold your fingers flat like making fists with your hands. Keep the wrists straight, using your knuckles to press into the pain. Position yourself to lean into your arms to increase the pressure. You could also use a massaging ball or a tennis ball. The 4th labor massage technique is called the brush massage. The brush massage is a way more gentler touch and great for boosting those labor hormones like oxytocin and pain-killing endorphins. A great brush technique is called the figure 8 brush. Using the backs of the hands and sometimes just the fingertips, brush down and up the back in a slow, gentle figure 8 motion. Brushing downward with the outward breath to encourage relaxation, and then brushing upward with inward breaths to energize. You can also do this down the arms as well. Another brush massage technique is brushing the back and legs, using the backs of your hands or the palms of your hands to gently brush and down the back and down and up the legs. Brushing downward with the outward breath to encourage relaxation, and then brushing upward with inward breaths to energize. You can also do this down the arms as well. The fifth massage technique that is great to use during labor are called polarity massages. These are great for promoting security and balance, and also great for promoting beneficial labor hormones. So let's go over a few of my favorite ways to do these. This one's called holding the shoulder, using a gentle but secure touch on the mother's shoulder with one hand and the other hand pressing the sacrum. The next one is just holding a hand, using a firm, confident touch. Holding the head is another great option. One hand on the forehead and one hand at the base of the neck, providing a firm hold which is very trust-evoking. Another great one is called heart connecting. One hand placed on the breastbone and one hand placed on the back between the shoulder blades. This polarity massage is firm yet comforting to the mother. Another great option is uterus connecting, placing one hand on top of the uterus and placing the other hand on the lower back, making sure to bring awareness to the breath and at the location of the hands. Last but not least, holding feet. This is great for when the mother wants to lay down or laying in bed, and provides a grounding effect to the birthing mother. In this video, we are going to go over how a comb can help you with labor pain management. Okay, so in some traditional cultures around the world, laboring women will hold a wooden comb. And so I thought that was super interesting, and I was trying to get to the bottom of why they would be doing this. And there is something called the gate control theory that we're going to talk about. The mom squeezes the comb so that it presses into her palm. She squeezes as long and as hard as she seems that it is helpful. Then she relaxes her grip in between contractions, but usually will hang on to it for the next ritual and the contraction rhythm. So what you want to do is have the comb hit at the base of your fingers across your palm, and then squeeze during a contraction, and then again release when the contraction ends. Okay, so what is going on here and how does this help? So pressure on the nerve pathways in your hand reach your brain faster and kind of crowd out or distract your brain from the abdominal labor pain sensations that occur in labor, known as contractions. And this is what is known as the gate control of pain theory. And this theory says that the brain can only focus on a select number of sensations at a time. Okay, and so if the impulses on the fast pain fibers outnumber the impulses along the slow pain fibers, the gate of pain perception is closed. So you have probably practiced the gate control of pain theory in your natural birth or in your labor, but you probably didn't know what was going on in the body and the brain. But essentially, the fast fibers are activated when we apply sensory sensations. And so if you've used heat in your labor, such as warm bath, a targeted shower on a certain specific area on your back, if you've used cold packs, firm pressure, counter pressure massages, a TENS unit, then you are familiar with the crowding out and the distracting of the pain fibers. So all of these labor pain management skills and tools that you have used are inhibiting the transmission of pain impulses, reducing the pain perception, and stimulating the release of the body's natural pain-killing endorphins. If you are curious about labor pain management skills, make sure to check out my series on labor pain management to learn ways to cope with labor, such as pressure points, counter pressure, labor massages, and certain positions to ease pain, and to even practice for pain and labor. All right, well, that's all I have for you in this video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. During labor, trying different positions can help you cope with pain and make you feel more in control with supporting your body with what it needs. If you're feeling pretty good but need to take a little bit of the edge off, rhythmic movement done while standing or sitting can be a super soothing and calming thing to do during labor. So this looks like gently rocking back and forth while sitting in the chair or the edge of the bed, which are both epidural friendly, by the way, Or this could look like gently rocking on a birthing ball, doing circles or figure eights. And those are also great to do if you're needing to be continuously fetal monitored. Also, gently swaying and leaning into your partner like you're dancing, swaying and leaning into a wall or a table or a countertop at home, or even while straddling a chair, which would be a nice position to get a nice labor massage. Walking with free swinging thighs can be very soothing as well. If you are feeling lots of back labor and just a lot of discomfort in that lower back, lateral positions can help take the pressure off your spine, your hips, and your sacrum. And these positions also really help to enhance and progress labor. What this looks like is getting on your hands and knees on a cushion or a soft bed. This is a very, very common laboring position, and it can be done swaying and rocking as well. If your arms are getting tired or you want to conserve more energy, you can kneel over a birthing ball or the edge of your bed, and making sure to protect your knees with a cushion as well. And you can also include gently rocking if you'd like that. This could also look like side lying, lots of pillows for support in between your legs. Kneeling over the top of the hospital bed is another great option if you're doing a hospital birth, raising the top part of the bed and leaning over it while your knees are grounded at the bottom of the bed. If you are having rigid or hard stalled labor with inconsistent contractions, you can give your baby more room to rotate and move down further in the birth canal by choosing these hip opening laboring positions. This looks like side lunging with one foot to the side. You can sit on an exercise ball while lunging and moving towards that foot with a 90-degree angle. Or you can stand and place your foot on the coffee table or a stool or a sturdy chair. This could also look like side lying using a peanut ball. This move is very productive during a contraction, which is epidural friendly and continuously fetal monitoring friendly as well. This could also look like deep squatting. I know while you're big and pregnant, you can do this safely while using a chair or a birth partner to help hold you up, or you could sit on the toilet, a squatting chair, or in a warm bath. If you are doing a hospital birth, you can request a squatting bar that can be attached to the edge of the bed for support. As your labor progresses and things get more intense, I encourage you to keep moving and keep trying different positions, because this is only going to help further labor and also help you cope with any laboring discomfort. So after doing a ton of research for myself, I came down to 3 pushing positions that work with gravity, has your pelvis in the widest, most open state, take the weight and the stress off of the sacrum, while also taking the pressure off your perineum and making spontaneous birth without the use of vacuum or forceps assistance, much more likely. And these 3 are called lateral pushing positions. It's a good sweet spot. You get the best of both worlds, and they are scientifically proven to decrease tearing. So the 3 lateral pushing positions are pushing on your hands and knees, side lying, and kneeling. So let's talk about hands and knees. Hands and knees is just what it sounds like and is beneficial for relieving back labor, turning a posterior baby, and is often the best birth position for birthing large babies or twin births. Number 2, side lying. Pushing while laying on your side with your body slightly curled to hug baby, and with one leg up, either supported by yourself, by holding your knee, or by a birth partner supporting or hooking your leg. Lateral pushing positions can be super beneficial for resting, especially after a really long, hard labor, by promoting that body-wide relaxation and really minimizing extra muscle effort. And also, the side-lying pushing position is epidural friendly. The 3rd pushing position is kneeling. Pushing in a kneeling position is on your knees, but resting your upper body or arms on something such as a birthing ball or the top of the hospital bed. So it's kind of the in-between the hands and knees and the side-lying position. Warm compresses during crowning also feels nice and relieves some of that burning. But warm compresses have also been shown to help decrease the incidence of tearing. The standard protocol at out-of-hospital births is to use warm compresses on the perineum with a crockpot full of rags and warm water and ginger simmering at the bottom, which smells great, by the way. So how to do warm compresses. All you need is very warm water and about 5 to 10 washcloths that are usually kept warm in a crock pot. You just wring the washcloth out, making sure it is not too hot to the hands, and then is placed onto the perineum with firm support while the baby is crowning. The same techniques can be used for water births by providing firm support to the perineum with the hand, usually done by the mother herself. I know that you are worried about coping with natural birth pain, and the ice labor pain prep technique is a great way to gain confidence and an opportunity for you to use your pain management coping skills for an easier labor and overall better birthing experience. My goal for you is to not feel trapped or fearful during birth, staying very in control with your mind, but while also just letting your body do its thing. Okay, so what you need to prepare for the ice pain prep technique is a bowl of ice and a dry towel. Ice pain is really nothing like the sensations of labor, but it is a pain that is so similar. A similar pain level that you would need to manage through and cope with to get through it gracefully. So by placing ice on different parts of your body for different amounts of times to mimic the stages of labor will for sure give you a great idea of what is coming. Okay, so introducing the pain prep technique, I want you to not use any pain coping management skills or just kind of do what you know just to get a baseline of where you're at with your pain management skills. Okay, so what I want you to do is try picking up a piece of ice and setting it on your wrist. And then we're gonna hold it there for 1 minute and see how we do. Oh, woo, that hurts, you guys. I didn't use any of my pain management skills and I couldn't even last like 10 seconds. So, wow. That lets me know that I definitely needed to use my pain management coping skills during labor. Okay, so I want to know how you did. Did you squirm? Did you say you can't? Did you throw the ice off and say you couldn't finish? How did you do? Comment down below and let me know how you did. And it's okay if you did, it's all good. The first time I did the technique, I did too. But I want you to know is that these are all signs of loss of control, fear, and panic. And let me just tell you, even though labor will not last forever, once it starts, it cannot stop. So you have to be equipped with the correct tools. And if you haven't already, make sure to check out my breathing techniques video and also my pain management birth class. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to do the ice prep labor pain technique. First, you are going to want to have your favorite mindful breathing techniques in the forefront of your brain to help you manage and cope with the pain of the freezing ice. Then we are going to mimic the stages of labor: early, active, transition, going from the least amount of pain to the most amount of pain to longer periods of time. Okay, so the first stage of labor is early labor. It's the easiest part of labor, but it's the longest. Early labor contraction waves are generally 30 to 45 seconds long with a 5 to 7 minute rest in between. So very nice, very manageable. So what you're going to do is get a handful of ice and then you're going to hold it for 30 seconds doing your mindful breathing techniques. right? Warm up your hand, warm up your hand. So what I was doing was actually just scanning my body. I was thinking about the top of my head and then my eyebrows. I thought about the air going through my nose and out my mouth. I actually heard something in the background and I started focusing on that for a minute. And these are all ways to cope with pain during birth. There's different coping strategies. Music is a great one during this time, helping you stay in the present, something you can focus on, and just be very mindful during your waves, your sensations of labor. Okay, so let's move on to active labor. This is going to be more intense. These contractions can take you off guard. Contractions are generally lasting 60 seconds each with a 3 to 5 minute rest in between each contraction. Okay, so for the active labor, we're going to take a large piece of ice and set it behind your ear for 60 seconds. Make sure that you are speaking your birth affirmations. If your partner is with you, your birth partner, have them do their labor massages, be practicing them. But most of all, definitely have your mindful breathing techniques. What you're gonna do, if you're gonna count, if you're going to do scanning, things like that. Okay, so are you ready? Uncomfortable. The ice was like dripping down my arm, and that's kind of how active labor is. It just gets kind of uncomfortable, and you need so much encouragement, and you need to have labor pain coping skills. Okay, so now we are moving to the transition phase of labor, and even though it's the shortest phase in labor, it is definitely the most intense. So the transition phase contractions are generally 90 to 120 seconds each with 1 to 3 minutes of rest. So shorter rest time, longer contractions, more intense. And so this ice pain prep technique is going to really prepare you for just how you're going to handle that pain, how you're going to stay focused, how you're going to manage and cope and stay fearless. Because the second we are starting to panic, like, oh my goodness, my hand is gonna freeze off, that's going to feel so much more painful when you can actually just really be mindful and kind of distract yourself from those fears. Okay, so what we're gonna do is stick our hand in this ice water bucket. So pick a hand. I'm probably gonna do my left since I've been using my right the whole time. And then we're gonna hold it for 90 seconds. Okay, so are you ready? is so dead. Look at this. Oh, I'm shaking. Woo. Okay, let's warm this hand up. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, that was crazy. I was having to clench this towel in my hand, which is a great coping skill when you are in labor, but you want to make sure to relax your shoulders, make sure your pelvis is loosened up. And I love to balance this pain with a clenched hand. Something I did in my own personal labors, and they help tremendously. So after the transition phase, you are going to be so relieved by the pushing phase because it's just a completely different sensation and intensity. The sensation that is generally during that time is a burning feeling usually. And so you can definitely use different coping management skills to help you with that. Warm water, warm compresses, different laboring positions to cope with that. So you can repeat that as much as you want. I recommend just doing it a different day so that you can, gain confidence day by day and just see how you are managing. I have gone through 2 natural labors, so I am very prepared on how to cope with my pain. And so that's how it may seem like a little bit easier how I'm doing it, but I promise this is not how I started. So you are going to gain confidence each day. You'll find out what works best, what doesn't work best for you, and this is a great way to practice in pregnancy. So on the big day, I hope that you perceive birth differently and are actually perceiving the labor pain differently than others to hopefully what I like to call a fearless birth. Well, that's all I have for you in this video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.